Hey y'all, so I'm in my little new area setup and I'm gonna tell y'all about the love after lockup. I'm doing better than I was last week, so forgive me. Anyway, we're gonna start out. I'm gonna roll through it, roll with me, or roll along. Destiny, this is the finale. So with season 3, episode 18, 99 problems, and the X ain't one. Destiny and Sean. So this is the part where it starts with they were at the restaurant and Kelly and that's Sean's ex and Destiny meet because Sean kept pushing it and pushing it and pushing it. They both were on level 10, like they were ready to knuck if they buck and ready to fight. And Kelly sits down, he introduces them and he's just like, Kelly, Sean and Sean, whatever. And he's like, yeah, I just want you guys to meet because we're going to be together and set boundaries between you and I. And she's like, boundaries? Yeah, because you can't be calling me every day. And she's like, no, I set rules and boundaries. You just follow them. I'm like, oh, wait a minute now. And Destiny's like, no, it's disrespectful for you to call him every day as his girlfriend. And I'm like, right. But he got 6 children. Maybe she's giving you an update on the kids. Maybe the kids require a lot of extra attention. You don't know what the reason is that she calls him. Sean never did tell her. She never did ask the question. If she was more calm, she could have said to her, why is there a need for you to talk to him every day about the kids? Yes, the kids are old enough to talk to them one-on-one, but 9 out of 10 times, the kids are not going to tell you, Dad, I failed math. Dad, I need this. Dad, I need that. Dad's, nothing. You don't know. So that is the problem I find that they're going to have to figure out. And then they start bickering back and forth. And Kelly's like, I can't believe you with something like this. And she says, I have class. She doesn't. So I think and then Destiny gets mad and pops off. And she's like, well, the point is we're engaged. I'm like, oh, here we go. And that was the shocker. And Kelly's like, well, if you choose her over me, you're not going to see your kids anymore. And I'm like, here we go with the bitter baby mama. Destiny should have just kept her mouth shut, let Sean talk to her, and just say, this is what the situation is. This is how we're going to move forward. I can talk to you once a week, I guess, to get an overview of what happened during the week with the children. But we can't talk every day like we used to because it's not cool with her. She doesn't feel comfortable. I think it would have went a different way. Destiny still doesn't trust Sean. And she's like, I'm used to operating on substance abuse and not emotion, and it's a lot for her to do. I am a stepmother, and I met my stepson when he was 10, and his mother didn't call him every day. Now, that's just one child. Now, I don't know the dynamic of a 6 children situation because that's a lot going on every day, all day with 6 kids by herself. So I don't know how it's going to work out. I don't know what Destiny's going to do. I don't know what Sean's going to do. I don't know why. And Destiny's biggest thing was, why does she call you every day? What else is going on? Basically saying, yeah, still screwing. She still likes you. She still loves you. She still has feelings for you. Why would she call you every day? And whenever Sean talked to her, there was never any clear indication as to why they talked every day. She never, like you would never hear them say, oh, the kids this, so what does she want? What does she need? You never heard that. So I always wonder, why do they talk every day? Maybe we'll get down to the bottom of it. Maybe we won't. Then it goes, as the finale, it goes off and it's showing Destiny taking a pregnancy test and Sean's coming back to an empty house. So maybe she got freaked out and left. I don't know. Quaylon and Chevelle, excuse me. So Chevelle's talking to him about why did he lie about being at the house when he was at the bar with his sister's friends. And he said, because you give me the 3rd degree. And she goes, well, you have to like give me some kind of commitment because, my daughter, Maila, she calls you daddy. No, bitch, you told her to call him daddy. That's your fault. Because if y'all don't work out, she gonna say, where my daddy at? Y'all have to, I'm gonna get round up again. Let me stop, move on. But y'all have to stop having these children thinking of the man as their father, because at any point, if they're not that strong father figure in their life and they're not going to be an adult and say, I'm going to adopt her, take care of her, this is my child, it'll ruin the child's life. That's all I'm going to say. So Quaylen's like, we not ready, Chevelle. Like, we just not ready to get married. I want to marry you. I love you, but we're not ready to get married. I ain't been out but 2 weeks and I've been in jail 12 years. I don't get what she doesn't get. You cannot expect somebody fresh out to marry you. He don't have a job. He don't even know who he is right now. He's operating on, I'm Quaylen. I'm just did 12 years and I'm getting to know what life is like outside of jail. So I don't know why she's pushing this thing, talking about her life has been on hold for, what did she say? My life has been on hold for 2 years waiting on you. So his life was on hold for 12 years. I need Chevelle and her mama to cut it out with these bad wigs. Like, Chevelle's mama wig be like right in the middle of her forehead and it's gold lipstick. I'm going to let it go and move on. But yeah, because y'all on TV. Y'all can't be half-assing on TV. That's all I'm going to say. Then Quaylen's still in, St. Louis with his family. Or was it Texas? I think he's in Texas. And the mother, Chevelle, and the daughter are baking cookies. And I'm like, y'all just don't even know how to fake being on TV. Because number one, she had this 1930s stove and they baking cookies and she's spraying oil on the cookie tray and letting the girl put it in the oven. I'm like, she is a little girl. You can't have her putting it in the oven and it's hot with no mitt, nothing. I'm like, yeah, this ain't good TV. But she's talking to her mom, and then I guess she realizes maybe I shouldn't be talking about Maila's daddy in front of her. Maila, go in the other room and color. And they start talking crap about Quaylen. I'm like, y'all still talking about him like she's still there because the little girl is literally 5 steps away. So what do you... Anyway, then Quaylen comes back, pops up on her, and she's happy. She hugs him because she didn't expect him to come back. He sits down and says to her, listen, I'm going to tell you again, I love you. I want to be with you, but I'm not ready to get married. We could be together. We have to learn each other outside of a phone call and jail visits, which is honest and is truthful, and I appreciate him for doing that. So he grew up in that aspect. And I just, hope Chevelle doesn't say, well, I can't do this because I want a ring. You can get engaged and be together forever and be a forever fiance. That's not changing the fact that he's still not ready. Because what you don't want is to get married and then a year later you're like, oh, he is not the person I knew. Scott and Lindsay. So Lindsay is upstairs with Tara Bell, and they, I guess they announced that they were girlfriends for 6 years, and they want to figure out how to, I guess, tell Scott that they're still together. But what's weird is Tara Bell said, we've been together for 6 years, and Lindsay says, we were together when we was in jail together. Not like we still together. So that's weird. But she wants Scott to know this is going to be a permanent person in her life. And, but I don't want it to be weird. Like, we ain't going to do no threesomes, no thruples. It's just going to be that part of my life of which I do, when I do, what I do, when I do it. And see how that's going to work. Miley Grace finally comes over because she's finally been out of quarantine for 2 weeks. She has her temporary room set up. She's happy she can see her daughter. It was nice to see. I don't think they're going to last because I think she is still young. And I think Scott's giving her stability right now. And I think she wants more than that. But we'll see. She could change. And her mom is telling her, like, this is a trial. I'm not giving you Miley Grace 100% until you prove that you can do the right thing and stay off for the drugs. Jessica and Maurice. So they prepare for the weekend and the wedding, and Jessica hopes her sister will come because she loves her sister, she misses the sister, and whatever. So that she does come and show up, and it was really nice. She gave her a hug and it was cute. I need a timeline about this baby because the other week, now I don't know how they film, what the sequence of timing or chronological order is, but the other week she was just like 6 weeks. She was barely 6 weeks. Now at the wedding, he's touching her stomach. Ooh, like it's hard. I'm like, even let's say it's 8 weeks. That's just 2 months. I had a baby. I don't think my stomach was like rock hard, but I'm different, I guess. I don't know. They get married outside. Oh, sorry. The father comes to Maurice's house and meets his family and all that kind of stuff and his friends. And then they talk outside and he's explaining to him, like, thank you for letting me marry your daughter. I appreciate all your help with the money. And he's like, oh, no problem, let's get to it. Let's get to the wedding. The father leaves. Maurice and his friends go to the wedding, I guess, hall or hotel to get dressed. And the car breakdown. I'm like, what? The car ran out of gas, y'all. How do you run out of gas or not think you have enough gas to get somewhere and you just get in? Or is the gas hand broke? You can't figure out how to get gas in a car to get to your wedding on time, but you having a whole baby. It's hard to compare the two, but the point is your mental is, I can barely make it to the wedding, but I got a whole person to be responsible for. They had the baby because this is the end. They got married. They had the wedding ceremony. Nobody objected. They kissed, and he was happy. He was crying. He was tearing up. Then it fast forwards to the next season when it starts up again. I think it's in December, and they had the baby boy named Malik, Liq. Okay, so Malik gonna have to be a little hood. A little bit with that kind of name and how you spelling it, but okay. Dylan and Heather. So Dylan and Heather are not together, thank God. They stopped speaking. They left each other alone. Dylan is living in a 2-bedroom place on the north side of Chicago. He said he's working 6 to 7 days a week. He's making more money than he may make doing selling drugs. And he's like, had I known this was an opportunity for me, I would have done this and not been in jail before. And I'm really happy because he seems like he's really doing well and he's happy. And he says, I love Heather. I have love for Heather, but I'm not in love with her anymore. 2 days after I got out, I never expected for it to be what it was because she's crazy. And Heather, they pan over to Heather and she's doing some modeling. What kind? I don't know. And she's like, well, I had 5 years invested in him and he's just not who he says he was. And he's not as passionate as he was in jail. How you passionate in jail at a visitation? I'm asking for a friend because I don't know the answer to that question. But whatever. Thank God they ain't together. His mother came over, helped him cook, and it was nice. And I think he's on the road to great things. On social media, he is engaged to somebody else. Hopefully he still has the same job and he's doing a good thing. His apartment looks really nice. I'm really happy for him. Tyrese and Shonda, Cat Daddy. Cat Daddy ain't with nobody. He's still dating. And Shonda found somebody. We knew that already from her previous confessionals. Christiana and John, they're heading back to turn herself in because she does not want to be a felon on the run. She has to do 11 months, and they pan and show her. She's talking to him on video, whatever it is they do in jail, and he's still there for her. So fingers crossed she gets out, she does better, and it's over and done with that part of her life. That's all I got. Ain't got no more. Like, subscribe, comment. Do you have questions? Do you have comments? Am I right the way I'm thinking or am I wrong? Let me know.